Usamos estampillas también.
You are now tuned in to your number one radio station.
Violent people!
Radio.
Welcome to Violent People Radio, episode 89. I'm Dan Rice, and I am joined, as always, by Chris, who just completed and turned in their VP 100 ballot. How's it going, Chris?
I didn't do that quite yet. I'm still
Oh,
figuring out my last one. Oh, I didn't put Mio Watanabe. And Orchid's on. I've gotta remember Mio Watanabe. Orchid's on the pod.
I'll be okay if you forget Mio. Don't worry.
We are joined by Orchid, as Chris said. How's it going, Orchid?
Hey, girlies. I'm great. I was on the phone with my father's traditional IRA insurance company or retirement company for a grand total of 6 hours in the last 24 hours. So I'm doing fucking fantastic.
Oh, that is awesome. And that is actually who our fourth guest is. It was a tough get, but we got him from... Unfortunately, we're joined by someone from the mail service said, sorry, Pat. Pat, how's it going?
What's up?
All right. Now, Pat has already completed and turned his in for sure. I've seen it. It's amazing. Orchid, I believe you've turned yours in too, or no?
Just got it in about 15 minutes ago.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
that just got in.
Yeah.
So the big top is all of us naming the most egregious people we forgot. Because I turned mine in, and 4 seconds later, I was like, oh, I forgot both Mercedes Monet and Damus. And then I was like, I'm not emailing Chris. Like, they can, Mercedes Monet and Damus can just live to get voted another year.
Both. I think both of them are good without your vote.
I have not turned mine in yet, but I will say I did not have Damus on, and I realized it, and I just, without thinking, just put him one spot above Fishman. Felt fine.
Bismo Negro Jr., the last person I put on my ballot.
Oh, hell yeah.
I feel... Okay, Chris.
Forgot about Bismo Negro Jr.
I was really thorough this year. Like, this was like my project for like the last like 60 days. So I feel like I didn't really miss anybody. I think the hardest emission for me was Fishman, largely because I only watched one Fishman match. And that's a personal failure.
Now, Chris, what's the best Bismo Negro Jr. match that doesn't involve Fiscal from 2025?
I don't give a shit.
Okay, I'm actually, he's right at the bottom of my list, and that's my issue, is I'm like, it's just for those matches, but they're really fun.
I mean, I've definitely watched Bismo Negro matches that... Oh yeah, he had a match with RS that was pretty good. But like all of his best stuff involves El Fiscal in some way.
Hell yeah.
I'm assuming you all left Sky Blue off your ballots.
I try my best not to rank any female wrestlers if I can help it.
I appreciate that.
I've already forgotten 75% of my ballots, so I need to check.
Well, go ahead and look at it. You posted it in the most easy to read format possible.
Yeah.
If any one of us has Sky Blue, it is Pat.
I honestly think I forgot Sky Blue.
Because you only had... Like, did you have any AEW people on yours? Did you end up voting for anyone from AEW? Because you forgot Mercedes.
I forgot Mercedes. I included Willow, and I included Marina Shafir, and Tony Storm.
I forgot Marina Shafir. I'm
Me
gonna
too.
I'm gonna replace a different because I haven't submitted yet. I'm gonna replace a different AEW worker with Marina Shafir,
Sounds good to me.
not Dustin.
But yeah, it looks like I did forget Sky Blue. You know,
Mm.
unfortunately, Brick Savage gets to be my 91st best wrestler of the year.
It's my life.
Unfortunately, Dr. Pollux Jr. had to come out ahead of Sky Blue this year.
It is my
I'm sure
life.
I'm sure the final tally will reflect that Atticus Koger and Too Tough Tony will be leagues ahead of Sky Blue, all because of my ballot.
It probably will be. I mean, I will increasingly rank her higher and higher every year in the hopes that she does make it.
Oh, Jade Cargill was never leaving my top 10.
I'm glad. I love that for you.
Now I'm looking here. 91 Brick Savage, 92 Kaplan. That's a hell of a match right there.
Oh yeah, if only. I feel like if you put my bottom 10 into any kind of configuration of a match, it would get out of control very quickly and be awesome.
Oh, this is my brain just goes Brick Savage, Texas. Orchid, you're from Austin, right?
I
That's where you
live in
live?
Austin.
You
Yeah,
live
I
in
live
Austin?
Yeah.
You ever go to that Buford's? I like them. I'm a white guy. I like to make things about myself.
What is that?
The bar that got shot up.
Oh no, I would never be caught dead over there.
Oh my god. Okay, that's great. That's exactly where I stay at when I come to Austin. I stay
That
like
makes sense.
two blocks away from there.
Yeah, I try to avoid downtown like
Oh, that's
crazy.
fair.
I'm going on 3 years sobriety. So it would be like probably
That would
I
be
probably wouldn't.
problematic in that area, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one to love a vape pen and a mocktail. But yeah, I mean, you could fake it till you make it. But still, like, I was in that area like 2 days before my wedding, and it was, that it was covered with people on bachelorette parties, and that was just not that's not my scene.
That's who I'm looking for when I go there.
I love that for you.
Yeah. The Kung Fu Saloon, 3 doors down from that bar, the bartender is a AEW fan. And if you talk to him about wrestling, he will give you free drinks because
that's
he's
good.
as lonely as all pro wrestling fans are.
I have
You
a
heard it here
story.
first, people.
I have a story about being in that area, but it is not making air. It cannot.
Oh,
I'll just say
man.
it involves me peeing on like a pair of my own like $300 sneakers. And again, it's important to mention that I'm now 3 years sober.
I love that. I was peeing in downtown Cleveland one time, not realizing I was at the top of the ramp, and at the bottom of the ramp were 2 police officers. And it was a
Nice.
very short ramp, so, like, I'm just peeing, and it's just flowing down to their feet.
Hell yeah. I mean, hey, that's your class of people. So I mean,
Yeah.
way to be a class traitor.
There you go. Wait, police are my class of people? What are we doing?
Same thing, landlord cop.
Well,
know?
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. I
You know
got
what?
that
No,
instantly.
I was too nice. Fuck that. Fuck the poors that have to rent. Because you know what? My fucking tenants, I say, hey, your heat's not working. That's terrible. Do you have propane? They go, yeah, we have propane. I'm like, can you do me a favor? Go check this propane in the pro tank. He's like, yeah, there is. I'm like, okay, I can't get out there, so I'm gonna call a guy to come out on the weekend. It's gonna cost me $150. They didn't have propane, guys. That's why your fucking heat didn't work.
You heard it here first, folks. Fuck the pores.
The
by Old
poors are
People Radio.
terrible. If you want to not be cold, have money. That's what I say. I feel like I came off way too nice to that class of people last time I was on. They turned me around. I'm eating the poor, not eat the rich.
Somewhere Tim is twitching.
He's not here.
Not
He's
here.
not here.
Somewhere Tim is checking his propane levels just to make sure
Just to
that
make
he
sure.
has heat in Los Angeles.
I have no sympathy if it's empty. That's not true. I would have sent money to put propane in that instead of just giving it to an AC guy to just drive out, look at a gauge, and drive home. I think I don't want to give away our big top, but I think we're scooping Tim. I think the next Q and TR might have a similar topic of discussion.
Well, too bad.
But before we get to that, Pat, I know for a fact that you have watched outside of our big top one pro wrestling match. I'd like to hear about it.
Give me 1 second because I left my notes all the way on the other side of the room.
You got notes for your one
That's
match?
that's how prepared I am for these podcasts.
It
So
sounds like
I
a great
watched.
match.
I had to look up. No, I needed my notes because I forgot the date.
Hmm.
This was from February 28th in. Have you guys ever heard of a little promotion called Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling?
Sounds familiar.
Unfortunately, I have.
Is that still around?
It's still. I mean, it's not doing well. Still limping along. It's kind of like how you can live a long time nowadays with AIDS. You just have
Yeah.
to get on the right medication.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Dragon Gate.
Okay. Cool.
Anyway, this I shouldn't have made an AIDS joke considering this match, but it was Yosuke Santa Maria versus Jiro Shinbashi for the Open the Ora Gate title. Their comedy title that no one respects except me. It's the only Dragon Gate title I respect. Jiro Shinbashi is the salaryman who wrestles in a suit and has to take calls from his boss during the matches, etc., etc. Yosuke Santa Maria is a cross-dressing pervert who tries to kiss every handsome man that he encounters. I'm still not sure if we are meant to treat Yosuke Santa Maria as a he or a she. It's eminently unclear, and that might be the point, so I'm defaulting to he. If it turns out I'm wrong, I know Dan has the audio editing wherewithal to go back and fix all of it in post. I know
I
he will
will
make
take
that
out
effort.
all of the he hims and replace it with slurs.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope, that's not what I asked.
okay. You got to be more clear.
Yeah, I mean, Dan, you're really leaning in. You're going a little too hard on the Joe Rogan
The
this
fucking
episode.
tenants got me pissed off, man.
Speaking of Austin, you're getting a little too Austin in the bad way right now.
Welcome to the mothership.
But yeah, no, it was a fun match. I probably would have laughed more at it if I actually spoke Japanese, because one of the bits is that Shinbashi, he takes a call from his boss during the match. Then he sets the phone down and the phone goes off again, and Yosuke Santa Maria picks it up and is being up. But Yosuke Santa Maria, I could only infer from context clues, was rude to Jiro's boss and then threw the phone away. And that caused Jiro to hulk up and rip his shirt off and do the whole bit. If you like comedy wrestling, it was a perfectly fine comedy match. I love comedy wrestling. I love it perhaps more than any other kind of wrestling. So I'm excited for Yosuke Santa Maria to be back in Dragon Gate. Finally, they have 1.5 wrestlers worth watching again.
Is Jiro the half? Because I think Jiro's really funny.
Jiro's the half. He's a half because he's only, being a wrestler is only one of his jobs. His other job is something.
That's true. I think I say the same thing everyone says. Right, I have no idea if it has legs, but right now, of the 3 Jiro matches I watched, all 3 were hilarious. So that's all you can ask
the thing
for.
with the I was talking about this with someone on the Discord. I might have been talking about it with Dokumoy. I can't remember if it was Dokumoy or Eamon. But the thing with comedy matches is they are all kind of like Bret Hart doing his 5 moves of doom, where you know what's coming. You know Bret's going to do the 5 moves of doom. It's just a question of how he gets to that point. And that's where I think comedy wrestling, especially Japanese comedy wrestling, really gets a lot of doesn't get enough credit, is what I'm trying to say. Like Toru Yano is honestly, he should have been Tanahashi's last opponent. As much as people enjoyed Tanahashi versus Okada, Tanahashi versus Toru Yano would have been the perfect ending to Tanahashi's career. And Yano is one of those guys where he's going to do the same stuff every match. He's going to pull off the turnbuckle pad. He's going to do all this shit. But just the deviations in how he gets to that point, how he sets up the 5 moves of doom, and what interruptions or reversals might run through the process of doing those moves. That's where the matches are interesting. And I find it a lot more just engaging to see how cleverly they can do that stuff than doing, than like a regular match. I mean, it's why I say it disparagingly when I say Kota Ibushi became a New Japan main event guy, and it was the worst thing to ever happen to him.
I do look at Yano for me as like kind of a litmus test as to like whether or not like I'm going to like fuck with your opinions. Like if you're the sort of person who's like fuck Toru Yano, waste of time, I'm kind of like you don't have any love in your heart. I can't talk to you about this.
That's entirely accurate.
Sam and I, and like a million years ago, did the awful, I don't remember what the IWGP Intercontinental Title tournament that they did in America, and Toru Yano is the only saving grace of that entire tournament. Like, it's just the most boring thing you can see. Naito is asleep in his match, I think. There's a really bad Takahashi performance. Dan Moff is, Dan Moff in 2011. So it's really bad. But then Toru Yano is just fucking, he's all the way to the final going all out. It's like, will always stick in my mind. All right. But what about you, or could you watch any wrestling since last time you were on?
Boy, did I. Yeah. I think like I feel like I felt I had my VP 100 down to like 93 wrestlers by Wednesday last week. So like I think like this week was like finally the first week where I was able to get caught up on things and return to watching wrestling that I actually not actually enjoy, but like I the way I kind of like approached like my VP 100 this year is like I watched like all of the like great matches like on Corwo's list or like other people's like top tens that like I had missed like in early January, and then like I spent like the remaining times like the remaining bits of January and February being like, how was El Lindaman last year? And so like as much as I love El Lindaman, like watching like 6 El Lindaman 2 to 3 star matches in a row kind of got pretty boring. But anyway, all to say, I I started like my return to like watching wrestling that excites me again by watching the New Japan Strong show on Friday night, which yeah, man, how the mighty have fallen. I agree with a lot of folks full well that like New Japan might be like on the upswing. But those Strong shows always do feel like glorified house shows. And when you're bringing in folks like Bustin' the Brain, no offense to Alex Price and MJF's number one wrestler Jordan Oliver, I don't know. There's a ceiling there. Bolton Oleg and Tomohiro Ishii was good for what it was. Shiori versus Athena really impressed me. I really felt like I left that match thinking like, why isn't Athena getting the same sort of like international like challenger kind of push that Mercedes is getting? I feel like give her that bowl, and I wonder if the like the floor and the ceiling on all those matches like goes up a little bit. She just seems to have like a bit of better instincts than Mercedes does sometimes, especially when it comes to like match length. I feel like Athena isn't always going to give you like a 25-minute match, especially when she's like not main eventing. So I enjoyed that a lot, even though like Shiori is not one of my favorite Joshi wrestlers. Um, I think the match that like really kind of like shocked me was like the Knockout Brothers versus Bishop Khan and Tolioa. Yeah, like not great. There was one moment where Yudo was pinning Toa, and Bishop Khan comes over and like barely taps him on the back of the head with his foot. Yoda doesn't get off the canvas. He stays. He keeps Khan in a pitting position, but the ref just stops counting, and Yuta just looks around like, "Why did you touch me?" I was just like, "What the fuck am I watching?" Yoda Shuji versus Andrade. Shouts to Andrade, could not pull a good match out of Yoda, who I continue to remain incredibly low. I watched Death Valley Driver Days, which I believe is the big top, although it seems like that's changed 15 times in the last 20 minutes, so I won't touch on it for now. And then to go back to New Japan, I have watched all the singles matches. to start off the New Japan Cup. Someone on the Observer Discord, and if y'all don't know about that, there is a Wrestling Observer Discord that is separate from the forum, and it's basically our place to complain about Brian Alvarez. That's like all it is. It's just people are there venting about how annoying Brian Alvarez is. Pat, anytime you want an invite, let me know.
I'm scared, honestly.
It's like they're all nice men who really think Jay White is talented. So I got chewed out today for saying that I didn't think that there was a lot that Jay White does that's much better than David Finlay. So that's what you're doing.
I mean, when I posted in earnest on the Wrestling Observer message board, I would post stuff like, isn't it crazy how we're all just thinking about how hot Chris Hero is now that he's fat? And then getting like, a thread full of people being like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And meanwhile, I was in there being like, I am in love with this man. You, not Chris Hero.
I think the time that we coexisted on the board, I was just like posting pictures of like Juventud Guerrera being a psycho, and just, but back in the 2010s, when it was a slightly more lawless atmosphere.
Yeah.
Speaking of lawless, how many pages did the like barely legal teen thread get to?
Too many.
Yeah, it was. It's a pretty big thread.
The funniest thing with that is that the pictures forum got shut down, and the story behind it was, I mean, obviously it was because people were just, all the threads were just like, check out Trish Stratus's tits. But the reason was Dave was at a UFC event and said that someone mentioned the forum to him. Someone from UFC mentioned the forum to him and said that the pictures forum was embarrassing. So then it came down from on high, like, pictures forum has to go.
I fucking love that.
That's incredible.
The thing, and it's an insane story, but I also completely believe that even if it didn't necessarily happen that way, that's how Dave perceived it happening.
Yeah. And I feel like that him perceiving it that way is probably more likely than that situation actually being what happened. Anywho, back to New Japan Cup. The roar of the lion. The folks on there informed me that Don Fale versus Aaron Wolf is currently the worst or the lowest ranked match on Cage Match at the moment for the year, which kind of shocked me. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. I adore Don Fale. Anytime I see him, I know I'm going to be laughing my ass off. And I don't know. I feel like with Aaron Wolf, like, they're really setting this guy up to like fail. Like I I like, the reality of it is like, it's the match starts out, he gets House of Tortured, he's getting his ass beat for a while, and then like 9 minutes into the match, he just beats this shit out of 9 men in a row, just judo tossing them, and like with his beautiful little belly sticking out of his t-shirt, which it seems like he's afraid to take off at this point. And I'm just having the time of my life with two men who, as Nick Yauman mentioned in the VP 100 section of our Discord, look like two overgrown babies. I mean, how can you complain about that? And yeah, I mean, like, obviously they're going away with Aaron Wolf, and it's not going to be like, I don't know, like, he's not Tanahashi. You're not going to have that. And the guy's so fucking green. Yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought that was pretty great. And then other things I watched, I did watch a little bit of Dynamite last night. Everyone seemed to really be losing their mind over Kevin Knight and MJF. Maybe I'm overstating that. I think Simon said that it was the third best match of MJF's career. Could be. Good match. Moxley and Hechicero, I thought it was fantastic. Probably would have liked more out of it instead of it just being like one of those like Mox is wrestling like a guy in the mid card. Feels like there's like only so high that ceiling could get. But still great match. And then yeah, I did do some Joshi watching last night. I did catch Chihiro versus Senka, which Dan, surprisingly, you were a fan of a few weeks ago. Couldn't agree more. I'm high on that. Probably in my top two matches of the year so far, like outside of Tanahashi's retirement. And the other one I really liked was Spark Rush, Sari and Takuriora versus Fuchan and Hazuki. I'm like kind of shocked at how good Forachan is. It could just be that she's in there with like two really good workers, one good on the right day worker. You decide on who that is. But yeah, I mean, like I look at her and compared to like some other like celebrity wrestlers who, have only been at it for like a couple of months, and I'm just kind of like shocked at like how capable she is. So yeah, that's it for the most part. And yeah, I guess it's been the last time I was on the podcast. We did not know about Natsupoi marrying a Japanese nationalist. No comment. But I will say I have not watched the Natsupoi match since that news has come out. So I don't know what that says about me, but probably nothing great.
Okay. I want to jump in to say I watched some of Dynamite, but I missed, I guess, all the discourse about MJF versus Kevin Knight. You have the right take. It was fine.
I was like slightly better than fine, I mean,
I was only half watching it. It was on TV, and I wasn't
yeah.
like set down staring at it. But like, I had no idea I was watching MJF's third best match. That seems kind of crazy to me, but I don't know.
I'm not particularly high on the guy, so it very well could have been. But yeah, I mean, it was good. I mean, usually I just turn the channel. But I mean, I was relatively engaged for at least the last half of it.
It's fair. I'm gonna
So
jump in.
at what point do we think that there will be a newer and shinier toy than Kevin Knight? What's his shelf life before people get distracted by the next set of jingling keys?
Mm.
You don't think David Finley's it?
I don't know. I mean, David Finley doesn't have youth on his side the same way Kevin Knight does.
But I was gonna say I watched that match from Dynamite, and I watched Dynamite up until the Moxley Hechicero match. I liked the Moxley Hechicero match. I thought I thought squashing the inspiration was really funny. Like after just all the typing and podcast space that had been taken up by that.
Yeah.
And then I only watched the Andrade match from that New Beginning show, and it was the worst Andrade match I've watched in a really long time.
It was fucking bad. It
was
really it sucked.
really bad.
It sucked. So
And
long, so prodding.
it's like I don't know. I also really wanted them to belt him up. I know they weren't, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep falling for it. Every time Andrade challenges for a title, I'll probably have to watch him
Yeah.
challenge for the Hog title next and think he's gonna win it. And outside of that, what did I watch? I watched from PWO. I watched the Sam's favorite tag team, the Gulas Brothers, against Team Turbulence in a loser leaves PWO We Quit tag team match. And it's as stupid as it sounds. I like the Big Gulas Brothers, and then Tommy Tornado and Tommy Torpedo is a really cool worker names. This was a lot of kendo sticks, like mainly kendo stick based offense. And when you think of a tag team I Quit match, which I'm not totally sure I've ever seen before, it ended exactly how you would imagine. One guy got tied up, watched the other guy about to get killed, said, "No, we quit." The end. Gulas Brothers out of the PWO. So not really worth going out of your way for. Besides that, I watched someone put this is forever ago. They put a lot of 3PW on YouTube. I don't have the channel written down, but I watched far too much 3PW from 2002 to 2004. There's a lot of Joey Matthews, a lot of Rock and Rebel. Didn't watch that, but there's a lot of Rock and Rebel. But the one match I feel need to mention is Sabu and Todd Gordon versus the Sandman and Bill Alfonso from June 29th, 2002. 3PW, A War Renewed. This is the main event, and it's fucking awesome. It's basically just the Sandman and Sabu in a match where occasionally Todd Gordon or Bill Alfonso will come in and like smack the shit out of him. And this is almost 25 or 24 years ago at this point. So like I'm picturing Sandman and Sabu from nowadays. I'm like, they could actually move back in the day. It's easy to forget that. So awesome match. After the match, or at the end of the match, Alfonso turns on Sandman, whips a chair directly at his face. And then there's a beatdown, and then 3PW just in, it was the real predecessor, the real child of ECW. It ends with the biggest smodge brawl you could ever sing. Like everyone came out. New Jack runs out, but then Rockin' Rebel runs out. Gary Wolf, Devon Storm, Public Enemy, Ian Rotten's there, and then also like randomly you have like Christian York in the brawl, and they just brawl until the camera just shuts off. I don't know how the show ended. I don't know when people knew to go home. They just had fucking 20 guys roll around and hit each other with chairs. And that was probably the highlight of my 3PW watching. And then I watched Steve Corino's return. I went and I watched the entire PWF 10th Annual Premier Tag League Tournament from December 28th. This is one of those, it's like the gimmick where the tag teams are picked with names out of a hat. And one of the names was Mr. Wrestling 3. And I'm going to give them the benefit of doubt that a lot of this booking works if you follow PWF, because I think it's a lot of strange bedfellows and shit like that. Nothing really stood out too much. Sal Renaro teamed with this guy named Carolina Grappler XL, who's just a giant, shitty, fat guy in a mask. And Sal Renaro is just overjoyed to be teaming with him, so that's funny. Steve Corino still fucking rules. In this show, a lot of it was kind of mired in some bullshit. Like his first round match has a woman on the other side, and there's a lot of intergender, haha, isn't it funny a man's wrestling a woman stuff. But just the little things he does. I mean, like I like when one of his opponents is backing away to a corner to do a clean break, he sticks his foot behind him and trips him, and lots of fun little Steve Corino things. None of the 3 matches he's in, I would say, really go out of your way. I mean, the best match was the final. It was him and Alexander Lev versus Cam Isaac and Jared Martin. And I believe on this show, the reason he returned, which is just a funny reason to return to pro wrestling. Pat, who is Bear Bronson's girlfriend/wife?
Gabby Forza.
Gabby Forza could not make this show. So instead you got Mr. Wrestling 3, Steve Corino. I think that's very funny. And I don't know if that gave him the itch or what the deal, but then he came back last month, February 22nd, and wrestled Caitlin Marie for the PWF Undisputed title in a fun little match and won the title. And on this show, he was replacing Cruel. And I got real excited because they announced Steve Corino on the next show and Cruel on the next show. So I thought we were getting the Corino-Cruel match that we've all been wanting. But it seems like instead they're going to do Corino-Joey Janela, and I'm really afraid that match will go, 48 minutes. So, but he's got the title, and I guess we're getting, a Steve Corino match once a month for 2026. So look for him in the VP 100 next year.
Oh yeah, there's no way you don't rank him way too high.
Oh my God. I mean, right now, if I had to rank him, I don't know, 47. just based on my gut, which is really fucked up is 3 of the 4 matches took place in 2025. So it's all based on that 12-minute Caitlin Marie match.
So are we excited for Road Dogg's return to the Indies?
Fuck yeah, we are.
Country Fried Wrestling. We were excited to watch him wrestle outside of Buffalo.
Oh
Wild
my
Wings.
God. Fucking Road Dogg versus CT Keys, Road Dogg versus Don Freeze.
Oh my God,
Road
CT
Dogg
Keys,
versus
I think
some
is
of
the best wrestler in the
fucking
world. People are
losers who
saying.
were on the Death Valley Days show.
I just watched something. Oh, this is embarrassing to say. I fell asleep and woke up to YouTube playing from WWE Vault, the history of X-Pac and Kane. And
That is profoundly embarrassing.
Road Dogg. I was like, why am I picturing Road Dogg missing?
No. We got to make it clear. Everyone talks about 2000 WWF being the company on a hot streak. That was a major part of it, the storyline of X-Pac, Kane, and WWE Hall of Famer Tori.
Well, it's because I'm sitting here, you're talking about Road Dogg. I'm like, why am I picturing him looking like dog shit? Because
because he was like on 50 oxys every single Raw.
And
he was the first thing Dan saw when he woke up this morning.
He was. And he's throwing these punches. He's doing his little punch routine, but he's halfway across the ring. And fucking Xbox is whipping his head backwards like he's getting hit. And I'm like, what is on my TV? And it's the story of the rise and fall of Xbox and Kane. And I'm like, what's happening, man? So if you go to my YouTube history, you'll see that I've watched, an hour and 10 minutes of that, an hour and 42-minute file. So I wanted to call that out. I'm also always complimenting wrestling companies when they do a good job of presenting their product, good production, easy to watch. I wanted to call out 365 Pro Wrestling, this Canadian company that I like, but they're fucking dog shit at YouTube. They uploaded the tournament from last year called the Queen of the Island 2025. Features people I like Nicole Matthews and Liza Hall. I want to tell you the order they uploaded these matches. One semifinal match, two round one matches, another semifinal match, the finals, and then the other two round one matches.
It makes sense.
Yeah, pro wrestling's so fucking hard. Last thing I watched was probably what got me my YouTube putting that on was the WWE Vault put up Vic Grimes versus what is Crash Holly's name before he's in WWE? Grady.
Aaron O'Grady.
Aaron O'Grady. Yeah, they put up the dark match they had, which does fucking rule, and it makes sense why both guys got signed. But when you watch that match, it's like Vic Grimes was the guy. It's crazy that Crash Holly is the one that made the career because Vic Grimes looked fucking awesome. I don't know how you run the company. You don't just say strap him up. You know what I mean? Like that show that that dark match takes place on is main evented by a fucking Chains versus Jeff Jarrett match. They should have immediately been like, fuck that. We got Vic Grimes. But that was a good time, and that's pretty much all I got worth talking about. Chris, what about you?
So outside of our big top, I just really wanted to stay in the world of the TWE arena. Because that is maybe the best venue in the United States right now. This charming, shitty ass. What do you even call this building? Like, what is its intended purpose?
That's a great question.
Meth.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
True.
I was thinking the only thing that came to mind was meth. I didn't know what though. Just meth.
So I watched the first of the Chattanooga ICW No Holds Barred doubleheader they ran like 2 weeks ago, and no, I had a good time. And I think I enjoy wrestling again, which is nice. We'll see if typing a bunch of names and doing a bunch of spreadsheet bullshit makes me hate it without watching anymore. But that's neither here nor there right now. Had a fun old time with Dr. Redacted.
Number 9 wrestler of 2025, Dr. Redacted.
Or number 94. Or somewhere in between. Against Anakin Murphy.
Anakin Murphy is the number something wrestler. Give me a second here. Number 57 wrestler of 2025, Anakin Murphy.
Okay. Steve Carino's way better than Anakin Murphy.
Unranked for me, but I love that little twink, Anakin Murphy, getting destroyed by Dr. Redacted.
The reason Dan is upset at Anakin Murphy is the other day Anakin Murphy just tweeted out, hey, Necro Butcher's a fucking idiot or something like that. And I think it was in response to Necro, his promo at the IWA Deep South show.
I don't think that's what it was a response to, Pat.
Okay, well, that was the best guess I could come up with, but it could cover any number of things.
I was praying Necro didn't come up in this podcast, and of course, you had to figure out a way to do it.
I have to do it to try to get Dan going.
7 hours ago, I can't believe these insensitive Iranians are celebrating the end of a radical Islamist regime. It's like they don't know, or worse, don't even care how this makes white women or liberal women feel. That's
Anakin Murphy.
That's Anakin Murphy 7 hours ago. Oh, wait. Sorry. Necro Butcher. That's why we just said Anakin Murphy's mad at him. I was like, that does not narrow it down.
Yeah, Necro. Some domestic violence stuff came out about Necro this week.
Okay.
It would
Well,
be
that's not
incredible
fun.
if that's not what it was, but yeah, that I suspect that's what it was.
Is it
Well, that's not funny.
new or the
I
old
think-
stuff that keeps coming around?
You know, my Necro knowledge is mostly limited to Necro and Ring, so I'm
alright.
unsure.
All right.
See, all I had to go on was a single vague post of, "Hey, Necro Butcher's a fucking idiot," and I'm just kind of like, this
Sure.
doesn't there. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Maybe it's because he went in IWA Deep South and did a promo about how people are scared to work with him, and you know you have to choose between being successful or significant.
Necro Butcher, the 20th best wrestler of 2025.
Actually, the 13th.
Oh shit, you ranked him so much higher than me. That really hurts my feelings.
Yeah, fuck you. He's behind Ludark Shaitan and Emerson Jane.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I could get him all the way to 13th. I definitely can't put him at 12. I got Defunto at 12.
Gotta rank Defunto as high as you can.
I saw someone else rank Defunto at 13, and I went, hell no, bumped him up a spot.
Like, as much as like as far as your heart will take your ranking of Defunto, that's where he belongs. I love that man so much. Like, he should honestly be my top CMLL wrestler. He's still my number 4.
He's my number 2.
Behind Mystico, Hechicero, and Ultimo Guerrero.
Oh, we had the same top 4, just in different order. That's cool.
Aw.
Great mind.
Yeah.
But where did you guys have Cruel?
Shit, I
Not
have to
high
redo
enough.
my ballot.
Oh my god.
Number 25, Cruel.
Sorry, Tanahashi, you're out of here.
Yeah. Hell yes.
I have Drake Younger at 26. Does that do anything for you?
Yeah, I got him on my ballot too, I think.
But yeah, I mean, fun show. I liked that. Anakin Murphy, Dr. Redacted match. I thought Bear Bronson versus Tank was really fun, though it was probably a couple minutes too long. Nathan Mowry versus Schlock has a very funny moment where Nathan Mowry, who is indistinguishable to me with Dmitry Alexandrov.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, they are the same guy. He just comes out for some reason with a different name.
No, their faces look different. I mean, I know all white people look alike to you, Chris, but
that is true.
I can see the difference between them. You got to look past the beard
and the long hair and the general greasiness.
You know, I got a mark picture with Dmitry Alexandrov at the last ICW show I went to. Surprisingly, not greasy handshake.
These are the scoops you come to the show for. But there's a
He actually took he took 2 pictures with me for the price of 1 because the first picture, you know, was just kind of like, hey, I'm sending it, and then he said, hey, can we do another one where we're doing like the fucking Mega Powers thing? Because I just love doing that picture. So then we got another picture of us doing like the fucking, you know, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage handshake.
Hell yeah. That's beautiful.
I feel bad that I ripped him off. He gave me that for free.
He should have paid you for a picture.
I was going to say, he requested it. Yeah.
You're on VPR.
Yeah, they don't want... I shouldn't go around advertising that.
Fair.
But very funny spot where Nathan Mowry sets his knee on fire, and Schlack's in the corner, and Nathan Mowry goes to give him a knee that's on fire, but in the like 2 steps of the 4 he needs to take to get to Schlack, the fire goes out, and so Schlack just gets a normal knee, and then it's just like an awkward moment where Nathan Mowry has to relight his knee because he's not going to do the spot. Like, he's not going to not do the spot where Schlack gets set on fire with a flaming
Yeah,
knee.
not
You've
doing
gotta,
a spot is not how the Killbilly wrestles.
yeah, you've got to do it. And so there's an awkward pause, and Schlack is like clearly waiting, and just like, no, like, do it. And it's very funny. And so I gave the match 3.5. Angel Metro versus John Wayne Murdoch. I have not seen Angel Metro before. Apparently, she has worked ICW No Holds Barred once before against Danny DeManto.
I was gonna say, do you want to know who's against?
And so once as a female wrestler in ICW No Holds Barred, after you get beaten by Danny DeManto, you get a title shot against John Wayne Murdoch, and John Wayne Murdoch gets to beat you. But that match is really fun too. I might look out for more Angel Metro. I am going to watch
I've got
more.
some X-Brand wrestling stuff I can send you.
Great. I am going to watch out for more like deathmatch shit, because I have been, like, outside of like Slade and Tremont and stuff like that, I really didn't watch a ton last year. Like, I watched plenty of lucha death matches, but not a ton from the US or Japan. And so I'm going to fix that and find give matches that I think are funny 3.5 stars.
Now, Pat, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Angel Metro's story is that she was Marcus Crane's non-wrestling girlfriend who became a wrestler after he passed away.
I actually don't know.
I think that's the story. Definitely Marcus's girlfriend, but
I googled Angel Metro, Marcus Crane, and r/squared circle. Marcus Crane, who was called out during the speaking out, so I'm already just kind of like, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, you don't need to get into that. People said, I didn't watch it yet. People said the Ides of March death match between Angel and Mickey Knuckles was good, but it's also Deathmatch Freaks saying that, so it's like it was all
From
good.
what Reddit is saying, Angel Metro might have been too old for him.
Oh, okay. I do want to plug that I think people paid either 150 or 250 for front row seats to CZW 27th anniversary show, because they got
awesome.
they got an all you can eat buffet of salmon, chicken fingers, and mac and cheese, and then an open bar, but they only had one bartender working it. So the person I saw got the most drinks said, I got 4 drinks, no food.
No food, no chicken tenders?
No, they didn't have time. They got 4 drinks by just pestering the poor one bartender who's just surrounded by alcoholic wrestling fans.
Oh my god.
So I had to find an Instagram post about X-Brand Wrestling's mini shoot interview thing, X-Brand Unleashed, with Cake Face Carly, whoever the fuck that is.
Hell yeah.
Sits down with Angel Metro to share, all caps, story of her life. Point number 1, how her late boyfriend, Marcus Crane, inspired her journey into wrestling.
See, I know these things.
Point number 2, finding love and acceptance in the deathmatch scene and her drive to be better. Point number 3, from music stardom to wrestling domination, her 10-year music career before stepping into the ring. Wow. I didn't know she was a music star.
So now for the big top, we're just going to play the entirety of that interview. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Now we're going to play her music.
Oh, okay.
Even
we
better.
can do both. It's like, yeah, I mean, what are better than anything we'd fucking come up with?
All right. So is that everything you watched, Chris?
Yeah, it was just that one show.
Hell yeah.
I was gonna watch more, but I was at urgent care today.
Edging.
People said you were edging too hard.
Yeah. And by that, I was just thinking about Edge.
Oh, no, sure.
Yeah, he needs to come back already. I
miss him.
I was looking forward to the idea that Edgy Christian would do one last big stupid gimmick match against FTR or whoever the fuck, I don't care. And I still really want to see that match.
You do?
I do. I want to see these two 98-year-old men throw ladders around. I mean, their I Quit match fucking rocked. I want to see more shit like that and less shit where they, try to be good wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. It's probably the best use of the copester at this point.
Well, I'm actually fine if he never wrestles again. Sorry, guys. That brings us to our big top.
Where was Cope on your ballot, Dan?
He just missed it by 300 spots.
Ooh.
Oh, can I
Ooh.
mention one more match that I saw, actually, now that we've been talking about old men?
You can mention 2 more matches.
I'm just gonna do one.
Okay.
One match that I watched last night too that really had me loving wrestling again was Mirai versus the Great Suzuki from 110 Michinoku Pro Show. Really fascinating intergender wrestling that also included the Great Suzuki coming out as I believe Buddha, giving roses to random children in the crowd, and I checked, they were roses, and kissing them on the face. The Great Suzuki.
So it was the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, my bad, Dalai Lama. My apologies. I said Buddha. My apologies. Yeah, great match too, where it was a pretty decent intergender match where Suzuki was giving a lot to Mirai, and then it just ends with Suzuki hitting a cravat, and Mirai tapping in about 1.2 seconds. Utterly incredible work. Love the fuck out of it.
Students of Chris Hero.
You know it. That's Suzuki. Definitely a student of Chris Hero.
Chris, did you remember to include El Licenciado Teperocho in your ballot?
I knew there was one I forgot.
God
Fuck.
damn it.
I will easily find someone that.
Thank you. I need to see at least 2 votes for this guy when he comes in at number 758.
Oh, there are already multiple votes for him. Don't worry.
Thank God.
Like, I know you and I think Maryland for sure, probably Ty. So that's
Maryland's
3.
got a good head on her shoulders.
Is anyone tired of Maryland being so much more famous than all of us on Twitter?
No, I'm glad Maryland is dealing with all the fucking freaks and losers, so
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
have to ever think about it.
Whenever I go on, there's just something new being shared by some idiot.
I'm happy about it because I'm pretty sure I don't know, Marilyn, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she's using the Violent People IWTV account to do that. So it's like I feel like I'm funding it, and that makes me feel good.
I'm so happy that as of this recording yesterday, she finally got to King of the Death matches 2011 or 2012, whichever one had Devin Moore versus Pinky Sanchez in a 4 Corners of Pain match where they so clearly all they had was the idea of 4 Corners of Pain, and then they had to look around for like, what can we do? They had a tray of salt and lemons that Pinky gets pile driven onto and sells it like he just got shot in the fucking head. Even though neither of them are bleeding. So at worst, he just kind of got some salt and some lemon juice like on his skin.
I hate that.
Not in any open wounds or anything. And
yeah, but now he's
also
gonna have to get salt
what,
off of him later.
Yeah, I know, right? But then the commentary also said that there was a pit of burning coals, which was very clearly an upturned barbecue grill. Just all the fucking dust and charcoal briquettes and stuff just sitting on a tray. And he sold that like he got lit on fire. And even the commentators, for some reason, were trying to treat this match with dignity. It is absolutely bonkers. Everyone should watch it. This is another kind of comedy wrestling I love, which is accidental comedy wrestling. Pinky Sanchez, when he tries to be funny, it's I can think of few things more dire without getting into like real world political situations. But Pinky Sanchez trying to have an epic death match and him and Devin Moore just being 2 fucking morons. I could not stop laughing throughout the match. Pinky Sanchez also in the first round of the tournament was in a fans bring the thumbtacks stipulation, which I can't get over that. Like that one I just think of and I'm just like, fans bring the thumbtacks.
Shouts to those people. I'm never able to find a thumbtack when I need one.
Yeah. Well, because all the fucking IWA Mid-South fans
That's a good
took
point.
them. And
Yeah.
There was a lot of Pinky Sanchez slander in the Discord, and I want to defend him, but then I'm like, all my fond Pinky Sanchez memories are like he's the 9th best guy in like a Chikara 10-man tag. Though I do think Devin Moore is like the only person that looks scummier than Pinky Sanchez, so it's good they got the wrestle.
yeah. Marcus Crane was in that tournament too. He sucked ass in it. The highlight of that tournament, if you want to watch an actually good match, John Wayne Murdoch, what was his fucking name? Damian Payne, because it was his first ever death match, so he still had a goofy name. Versus Simon Says, and that is maybe the most blood you will ever see in a wrestling match, short of like if you watch the Owen Hart death footage or something.
I think it says a lot about John Wayne Murdoch that he did more death matches after that. And it doesn't say anything good.
Yeah, he saw what he did to Simon Says and was like, I can get paid for this?
Yeah, like I was like, wouldn't I just traumatizing? But I guess not.
Speaking of John Wayne Murdoch, I should have brought this up in the wrestling thing. I'm just delaying us getting to the big top. But I watched the shoot interview he did with Danny DeManto, and it was actually a pretty good conversation.
I guess it's less fun. It's more save some of the stalling for when like Porrick's on and it's like 4 a.m. his time.
Yeah.
That's when it's really fun. We're gonna go ahead and get into the big top. February 28th, 2026, Action Death Valley Days Road Report. Right off the bat, why is it not just named Dean again?
I was thinking that it probably has something to do with Tony Khan taking some sort of creative license with trademarks, but that might just be me being cynical.
You heard it here first. Tony Khan will not release Dean Redmussen's name.
Honestly, they should have called it Phil. Or just start rotating around the names.
Yeah, next one is JR. Eric.
Calling a wrestling show JR would be the best kind of accidental false advertising.
Oh man, JR is the one I saw on Twitter doing the most pumping up of this show.
Yeah, he was wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, that's a promoter. So first match on the show, Action title match, Darian Bankston versus Ryan Mooney. Worst match on the show?
I have my review written here. Okay. I have my notes for the show. For Ryan Mooney versus it sounded like they kept saying his name differently each time. So I wrote Darian Bankston, which I think is wrong.
That's wrong, but we're wrong with it.
But
that's just the southern
at
accent.
points they sounded like they were calling him Darius too.
Yeah, it did.
Anyway, my notes here, didn't really pay attention.
Does anyone have anything more to say about that?
I left it really tickled by Ryan Mooney. I feel like for a lot of the folks on this show, it was my first time seeing them work. And yeah, I feel like the hot take I'm gonna have is gonna get me in trouble with the three of y'all, so I'll save it for a little bit. Yeah, I don't think it's too fair to say either worst match on the show or I didn't pay so much attention to it. I do wonder what Ryan Mooney looks like when he's being tickled.
I think people have been trying to make Darian a thing for 7 years. And
good for them.
I just have never.
I think he's fine.
I mean, yeah, it's the thing where he has good matches when he's in there with good wrestlers, but not as good as you want him to be. That's I don't know. Yeah, I didn't like this match. Next match, Angus Legstrong versus Old Man Young Boy. I didn't know either of these guys, and this fucking ruled.
I loved it.
So before we get into this, we have to talk about the wrestlers' names here. because I saw that there was a match featuring Angus Legstrong versus Old Man Young Boy, and I thought, awesome, Dean Ford's going to have a comedy match. And then these two guys come out, and they're both are dressed like New Japan Young Lions, and I'm like, well, okay, but his name's Angus Legstrong, and this other guy's named Old Man Young Boy. They should have some jokes. Maybe the actual wrestling will be funny. And then they just did a match. And I kept waiting for them to get to the fireworks factory. And then I started wondering if that was the joke. I I feel like they've invented anti-comedy wrestling just by virtue of their shitty names.
So, Old Man Young Boy, I looked into him, and like he's like a catch point guy. And the name makes a lot of sense with that context, because like Old Man Young Boy sounds like a name that Chuck Taylor would come up with for himself, or Drew Gulak, or any other, like, or Orange Cassidy, or any like other person in like the circle of the Chikara guys who were good. And like that name makes a lot of sense.
I mean, he started when 4 years ago when he was 32. So it's like literally a literal name. And
whoa. Wow. That's amazing.
But it's two guys that like I would never be like, I got to make sure I catch Legstrong versus Young Boy. And this might be it's probably my third favorite match of the show. I fucking loved it. I've already rewatched it since then. I don't know where the fuck Angus Legstrong usually wrestles, but hopefully he's against somebody I am interested in so I can check it out.
One fun thing that I enjoyed about this match is that when I did like my star rating on this on Twitter, I think like 60% of the people who I rated followed me back, which is it always tells you something. The only thing I know about Angus Legstrong is that he seemed to get into a tiff with some sports writer who sort of said like, you're hiding behind a fake Twitter account, and then he had a photo of himself with his Division I championship ring.
It looks like Angus Legstrong is a New Japan LA dojo guy.
They did say they were. One of my favorite things about this match is they were confusing both of them constantly, and confusing where both of them trained. One of them trained in OVW and one of them trained in New Japan. I think by the time the match was over, I was convinced both did both, and that I liked.
Yeah, Angus Legstrong, like, I knew he didn't have a cage match, but I just searched the name on IWTV, and that no results for that either. So he is like a complete unknown. I know Old Man Young Boy, I think he is probably has some matches, because I know he's worked some CZW.
Promotion of the year 2026, what people are saying.
They are.
Now that I'm watching wrestling, now that I'm watching death matches, I'm gonna be getting back into the black and yellow.
I actually have watched half of the first show before their anniversary. That's like a non-deathmatch show, but I didn't want to talk about it till I want to finish it. I want to watch the anniversary show.
Oh, I was not going to watch that show.
Oh, I'm definitely watching that show. Are you kidding me? You got Nick Gage, Ricky Shane Page, all the stars are there. The next match is Isaiah Broner versus another guy I wasn't familiar with, Jake Shepard, in this fucking whipped ass too. What do you think about this one, Pat?
My notes here, Cat kept bothering me during this.
Oh shit. That's my same notes. I'm just kidding. Orchid?
Yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of it. I haven't seen, again, newer folks to me, I hadn't seen either of those dudes. Jake is one of the guys who did follow me back, or followed me. I wasn't following him at the point. Yeah, I fucking loved Isaiah Broner.
He's good.
And he was strikes were awesome. I loved the bit of when they went outside the ring, the brawling that was happening there. I think like I'm trying to find the time to write a piece about this for VP. And I think this was really the match where it kind of hit me, where it was like, all right, like none of these matches are. And I will also say that like I accidentally listened to the episode of VPR where Phil was on, and he was talking a lot about like match time, and I was just thinking just like how exhausted I am just with like maximalist wrestling, and I was just like just so fucking happy that was like over in like less than 9 minutes, and it fucking whipped. I loved it. Didn't overstay its welcome. Did exactly what it was supposed to do. Both of them had fucking really impressive strong spots, and yeah, wrapped up clean. Loved it.
Yeah, 9 matches in under 2 hours should be
Unbelievable.
commended. That should be
Unbelievable.
the standard.
Yeah, they cut out intermission from
Yeah.
the archive, but a lot of places also don't do that. So like, good on them for cutting out
Yeah.
the
Yeah, you had to
intermission.
fast forward
They
through it
don't cut out
yourself.
the intermission, and they also leave in like the half-hour loading screen or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's wild how lazy some of those are, but yeah, it's really refreshing. What I like, maybe getting ahead of myself talking about the show overall, but like watching this show, I thought about how I think it was Beyond Wrestling that always like called itself a wrestling buffet. Like you would watch the old
Yeah,
Beyond
that sounds
shows.
like something Denver, Colorado would say.
You would watch those shows, and like every kind of match was different. You would have a comedy match. You would have like the technical
A Keith
wrestling.
Lee
You would
match,
have
yeah.
Chris Dickinson against some woman in an intergender match. You would have like your Donovan Dijak match. You would have like your trios match with Chikara guys and stuff like that. And like a lot of those shows, like, yeah, you did find something for you on them, but they were also like 3.5 hours long.
Mm.
This show felt like a real wrestling buffet. Every match brought something different, and also it like I didn't get full on one of one of my portions at the buffet. I had like a very good meal at a nice buffet, but I didn't feel sick to my stomach afterwards.
And like, how awesome is that? Like when like the opening matches and the mid card matches like actually fucking feel like opening matches and mid card matches.
Yeah.
Like it was like, yeah, like it wasn't like I wasn't exhausted by the time like the match I was most excited like going into the Slim J match. Yeah, like I like had energy. It felt so fucking rare. I was just so grateful for it.
I have no inside knowledge, but I will say it's also interesting that 3 of the 4 longest matches are like very much action matches. So it's like maybe Phil and those guys are trying to keep stuff even shorter, and you got Matt Griffin trying to be like, you got to let Casey Owens and Adrian Elenis go 10. They can't do less than 10. Which brings us to our next match: Casey Owens versus Adrian Elenis. What do you guys think of this?
You know, I might be in the minority here. I really am sick of matches where the wrestlers seem like they're trying to perform a conversation, or at the very least, just yelling shit at each other the
yeah.
entire match. I just kind of hyper fixated on this, and I was like, this match is annoying me because they just keep shouting like, "I'm gonna hit you with this chair," or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it is wrestling. You do not like it is all about showing. You do not need to tell.
Also, I went into this and I was thinking, oh, Casey Owens, that's cool. And then Casey Owens came out, and I'm like, who did I think Casey Owens was? I have no idea who this person is.
Were you thinking Casey Kirk?
That's who I thought.
I wish. I fucking wish. If Casey Kirk fucking, versus whoever the fuck the other guy was. I mean, Casey Kirk versus Slade is a dream match that Phil should get to booking. I don't think Slade would ever agree to it, but he's I mean, because he's scared of Casey Kirk. But yeah, I don't know. The name Casey Owens, I have no idea who I thought that was, but then this guy in a singlet came out, and I'm like, oh, huh.
I feel like this is gonna sound harsher than I mean it, but like I wanted the comedy to be funnier or the wrestling to be better. Not that it was a bad match. It's just that's what I left feeling.
My reaction to this match was I got one glimpse of Adrian Alanis and was like, I want you to die in a fire. And then by the time the match was over, I was like, I won't mind if this man lives throughout the rest of the evening. So I think I ended up higher on this, mostly because I went into it expecting to fucking loathe it.
So my notes here say, this is when I started reading the Wikipedia page list of federal political sex scandals in the United States.
Okay, all right.
That's gotta be.
Do you want to hear the craziest one?
Yes, please.
I have to find the page again. Okay.
I thought you had notes.
During the Lavender Scare of the 1950s, Senator Styles Bridges of New Hampshire, Republican, threatened to expose the son of Wyoming Senator Lester Hunt, Democrat, unless Hunt resigned from the Senate, which would give the Republicans a Senate majority. Hunt refused but did not seek re-election and later shot himself. So a guy named Styles Bridges literally bullied another senator to death over his gay son in 1954.
Live for your die,
fucking
baby.
Insane.
Live for your die.
Yeah, it also is the most New Hampshire Republican thing I've ever heard in my life.
That is a tough act to follow. I didn't look up any of that. I just watched Slim J versus Tim Bosby.
Now we get to talk about Tim Bosby.
Yeah.
So this was my first ever Tim Bosby match. I had never seen him. I only knew Tim Bosby as
the guy,
one of the guys who people who goon to Drew Gulak matches talk about in the same tones that they talk about Drew Gulak. You know, same as like what's his name? Fucking Fancy Boy Clancy or something.
Okay, you're only naming people that I like, and this is hurting my feelings.
Yeah. But my I will read from my notes. Bosby seems like he was created in a lab specifically to appeal to Tim Thatcher fans.
What's happening, man? I'm just trying to freaking have fun tonight. I'm getting attacked.
Even the look, like having like the kind of Kurt Angle look going on with the singlet and the bald head and everything. I was just kind of like, this guy knows exactly what he's doing.
Tim Bosby versus Thatcher, great match from last year. Tim Bosby versus Ryan Clancy, dream match.
I like naming him Fancy Boy Clancy. He should go with that.
Good.
He needs more of a gimmick.
No, you said it's your first Tim Bosby match, and my thing is, I think it's a lot of people's first Tim Bosby match, but it's not. But a lot of people have been retweeting Joseph saying they like Tim Bosby, so I just don't think many people are watching Memphis wrestling to see him versus like Samurai De Soul or whatever. I don't think that's real life. I
try to avoid seeing Samurai De Soul.
But this fucking ruled. I come away from this thinking the same thing I think all the time. Slim J needs to fucking wrestle more. Like if Tony's not gonna hire him back, why is he not booked every weekend on Indies?
He should be in Dragon Gate, is what I think. He would make Dragon Gate infinitely better. As somebody who watched 3 Dragon Gate matches last year.
Slim J versus Jackie.
Give me that.
I shit on Dragon Gate, but I would like that.
The Slim J Shun Skywalker team.
Slim J versus the Salaryman guy. I'm all in on that.
And don't change anything about him. Like, let him wear his little visor upside down.
Yeah, let him work the 2003 wigger gimmick.
I don't think you can say that anymore, dude.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can.
I'm so glad I didn't say that. I definitely can't.
I think if nothing else, Sam Hyde kind of ruined that one for everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Some people are calling Slim J the Sam Hyde of wrestling, though.
I hate that for everybody. This was my favorite match on the show, though. But it's just because it's fucking. I get to watch Slim J.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking fuck though. Like every time I see that guy wrestle, I'm just like, I wasn't I wasn't really watching like Ring of Honor, but like I feel like he taps like when it was going on. I feel like he taps into like whatever portion that like fuck, what's the other white boy? What's the white boy everybody loves from?
Jack Evans.
Jack Evans,
from the
yeah,
heavens.
yeah. I feel like he taps into like whatever got all y'all like wet.
All you
about
had to say was
Jack
white boy,
Evans.
and I immediately knew.
Yeah, completely. But yeah, like he's like a different flavor of like that same sort of like early aughts white boy. Like one did, I don't know. I guess I saw one Eminem video and then never evolved. Like I mean, Jack Evans at least realized like I have to
I feel
pretend
like
to listen to techno.
It's like
I
Southern
feel like Slim
Fried
J is
Jack
Slim
Evans.
J is the result of, you know how there's the matter thing from the movie The Fly, and Jeff Goldblum goes into it with a fly and it combines them. That happened with Jack Evans and Grim Reaper, and what came out was Slim J.
I would die for Slim J. Slim J, if you're listening, I will happily make you a beneficiary on my high
But
yield savings account.
honestly,
Hit me up.
I agree with everyone. Slim J should be. He seems like a guy tailor made for like GCW,
Yeah, he
where
does.
it's like the payday isn't amazing, but it's better than what you're gonna get from Memphis, and you can kind of do the dream match of Slim J versus Joey Janela or Slim J versus Megan Bayne or whatever. It's honestly
crazy.
surprising to me
They've
that
never
he's
even.
not doing it. Maybe he and Brett are just maybe they've got some sort of sordid history.
They've
that
never
we
even
need
brought
to
him
uncover.
in. Like not even like when they do stuff. Oh, I guess that's not true. I guess they have brought him in. I'm a liar. I just googled it.
Yeah, he was
So
he
he's
was in Bloodsport.
he was at Spring Break, and then when they were in Jersey, he was in like a 6-way scramble. But he seemed, like you said, he seemed tailor made for that.
I was at that 6-way scramble. It was awesome.
I know I kicked this promotion a lot. Why wasn't he in DPW? He would fit like a
Slim
glove
J?
there. Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah, he really
Where
would.
was he during the battle riot?
Do you think that's why they went out of business?
Because they didn't have Slim J?
Yeah, I'm just think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Makes sense. But yeah, more Slim J. Tim's Bosby rules too.
God damn, he does.
That brings us to the next match, which maybe had the best first 5 seconds of any match. Nathan Mowry versus Toby Klein.
That was such a perfectly filmed. You know what that was like? Do you remember the thing? What was the fucking movie? I think it was Along Came Polly, where Philip Seymour Hoffman plays like the shitty best friend.
Yeah.
And at one point, he's walking in, he's like, "Hey, everybody, big man coming through," and then he just immediately falls and eats shit. And it's not even done in a funny way, like a cartoonish way. He just like his foot goes out from under him, and he just falls over like an asshole, and that makes it so much funnier than if it was a Three Stooges style pratfall. That's what Nathan Mowry getting nailed on the head with that VCR was.
I would say, yeah, if you didn't watch this, somehow you listen to this and didn't watch that, Toby Klein just immediately whips Nathan Mowry with the VCR. And it's like, my first thought, I wrote down, pandering is good sometimes. Like,
yeah, and to be clear, the camera is on Nathan Mowry as he's walking to the ring, and then from the top corner of the frame, a VCR just comes whipping out of nowhere. It's not like the camera pans over and we see, Toby Klein getting ready to throw his fastball.
Now, does anyone have
my notes for this?
Yeah.
My notes for this, very good.
Okay. I hate the hacksaw.
Nathan Mowry is someone who I'm historically kind of down on, just because one, I hate the hacksaw gimmick.
Yeah.
I hate that the idea that he runs a dull hacksaw along people's head, just because it's like Sam with Takeda's big scissors. Sam hates that Takeda has scissors that are too big. Sam thinks they should be smaller. With the hacksaw, that is kind of the point where I'm just kind of like, dude, if you were running a hacksaw along someone's head, that would fuck them. They would immediately have a Carlos Colon face. Like, I can't get over that. So that part is dumb to me. And he's a guy who he will go through a flaming table in minute 9 of a match that is 23 minutes long. But in this, when they kept it tight and they just stuck to what worked and didn't overindulge, I was like, awesome.
Yeah.
Nathan Mowry should do more stuff like this.
You know what?
And more stuff like setting himself and Schlack on fire.
Yeah. You know what? Like, getting back to the VCR, I realized what it reminded me of. And it reminded me of the first CKY video where Brandon DiCamillo is Scott Bradford, and he's just talking to the camera, and then a bucket hits him in the head from off screen.
Yes.
Oh man, we have to smarten the kids up in the Discord to CKY. That's one thing.
Oh, it's so sick.
We gotta make that a priority.
I think I told Chris and Dan about this. I was out delivering the mail, and on one of the streets I delivered to, someone left out a box of just VHS tapes of skateboard videos from like 1999, 2000, 2001. And on top of the pile of tapes in this was the first CKY tape.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I was just like, all right, well, this is, let me pull my car up and take this entire box home.
My roommate in undergraduate was so influenced by CKY that he created something called EKY, which stood for Epping, New Hampshire. Whatever the fuck the rest of his acronym meant was for him.
Oh, I was hoping it was EKY was just epic kill yourself.
It very well could have. But yeah, I definitely took a what did I take to the head? I took a stop sign to the head to make it into one of those videos.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best thing. In this fucking trove of VHS tapes, there was one unlabeled tape, and I was like, well, if this was, a horror movie, this will be the tape that kills me. But I put it on, and it was just some teenagers in the suburbs trying to make their own CKY tape. And it's just footage of them doing the most rudimentary skateboarding. Their pranks were things like they stuck a trash bag into like a puddle of dirty water and then just whipped the trash bag of dirty water at someone.
That rules so hard.
I was watching it, and then it ends with the fucking camcorder pointed at the TV showing news footage of 9/11. And and then text on the screen being like, fuck you, Osama. And I'm just like, this fucking owns so hard.
It's so good.
I was very tempted to go on eBay and be like, I need a VHS to digital converter just to put this on YouTube.
God,
I still might, if I ever get bored enough.
We used to be
like,
a country.
That tape is not going anywhere. I need to make sure someone remembers this insane. Fuck, what was it called? I can't remember. It had some name that was like it wasn't as good as Epic Kill Yourself, but Gummy $2 grand. G2G Gummy $2 grand.
We really did used to be a country.
The highlight of me and my friend's version is we did the stupid shit. We jumped off stuff, sharpened cut, but a bus pulls up to a stoplight, and me and my buddy Matt start to hump it really hard and slam our hands against it, and we go, we're banging a bus, we're banging a bus, we're banging a bus. And then my friend Rob's very Polish mother runs outside, this is in front of their house, and goes, that's a crime, that's a crime.
Oh, I love that.
Oh God, I knew in the moment, she just made magic. Like, this was that's what we needed in this segment. Thank you so much, Mrs. Nazarchuk.
This makes me realize that if we ever do a Violent People meetup, the first one has to be a bum fight.
Oh shit.
Like Pork in there first. Sorry, Pork, my apologies.
Pork can't fucking win on these shows.
He could win in bum fights.
He's younger than most of us.
He's shorter than most of us.
Oh, that's true. Well, there's the cat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Amigo says hello.
Hi, amigo.
Amigo.
Getting back to this match, the finish was the we talked about. I almost mentioned we were talking about Slack because he lights his elbow pad on fire and hits the elbow pad on Toby Klein, and he tosses the elbow pad, and I like it because it makes the ref do the quickest count you've ever seen because he wants to put the fire out. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and they immediately start stomping the fire out. I thought that was a good little fucking tactic. count this quick, or I'll burn the arena down.
You know what I learned from Jim Fannon's podcast?
I would
Is
love to
that
know.
the cult fiction shirt Toby Klein wears is still like he still has his original CZW cult fiction shirt that he wears every time he wrestles.
The shirt that did Schlack wear his Choose Death shirt in that Maori match, Chris? Okay, I think he did, but like that's still the one that Necro gave him when Necro was like 100 pounds and dying of cancer.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't fit because you know he was a little guy at that point.
Oh man. Anyone got anything more else to say about that match, Maori, Toby Klein?
I think the only thing I'll add is that unfortunately that is the one match that I didn't watch because my Wingstop got here at that time. But now I'm definitely going to go back and make a point to.
Oh yeah. A Wingstop opened near me, and people were lined up down the block, and that cracked me up.
That's crazy.
That was just me.
That was just you?
I eat Wingstop like 3 times a week. I fucking love Wingstop.
I have no issue with
Can't
Wingstop.
get
I'm
enough.
not waiting in a line for Wingstop.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. Maybe I am though. I probably am.
That's fair.
It was so awesome when Krispy Kreme finally came to the Boston area because Boston is like Dunkin' Donuts land, and Krispy Kreme, they opened one location on the highway in a different city. It was in the Boston area. It was just south of Boston, but it was technically outside of Boston. And I think it lasted 2 months before they just said, like,
that.
look, we can't pay rent anymore. We're done. And now I think it's either a GNC or a European Wax Center. I don't remember.
I need you to find out for me.
Okay, I will.
Uh,
Let me go. Out of the way. I'm working.
I prefer my order goes Krispy Kreme number 1, Dunkin' number 2, Tim Hortons number 3, but I get a free drink at Tim Hortons every day because I have a coupon that never expires. So I'm now a Tim Hortons guy.
Oh.
Our next match was for the TWE title, Jameson Shook versus Tank. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a hot take. How much longer do you think we're going to have Tank do this?
Is he alive today? Are we sure?
I'd have to check in on him, honestly. You know he's only 55 years old?
That's not good. Wait, how old is Carl Gecko Malenko?
They got to be similar 56? Ages.
I think he's 56.
Yeah, he's 56. Yeah, he's a year older than Tank.
That's so beautiful.
That's fucking great. Yeah, he's a year older than Tank. And this match was fine. Tank faking an injury, that's fun because it's like very believable.
There was a moment where I was wondering if it was a work or a shoot.
But yeah, that's basically my thought is that Tank can fake injuries because I think he's gonna die soon, and that worries me. Pat, you got any thoughts on this one?
I'm trying to find the Krispy Kreme location.
Oh, okay. Chris?
Great.
Actually, I think it's a flooring store now.
Ooh, I don't need any flooring. I don't allow my tenants to have floors. Flooring.
But yeah, no, this is Tank is definitely gonna die soon. Like you cannot look like he does and move like he does and get hit on the head with the empty water cooler jug on a stick and like survive to be 70.
Oh, and if you live in Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia, or Kentucky, I will send you this any size beverage for free from Tim Hortons. Never expires. You just show them the picture on your phone every day. Free coffee every day. I don't understand how they're still in business. Orchid, do you have any big thoughts on Shook and Tank?
No. I mean, I just can't stop thinking about because Pat said he had some hot takes, and the only one so far is that the senator in New Hampshire bullied a
That was a
Democrat.
pretty hot take.
It was, yeah, I guess. No, I think this was the match I was lowest on.
I think my hot take was that there was a significant portion of the show where I was just kind of like, oh, this is fine. This
Yeah.
is nothing. I was not watching it completely enraptured.
I mean,
I wouldn't
yeah,
fault anyone.
I most of my attention went to the last two matches. There were
Sure.
otherwise I was doing stuff like reading Wikipedia or playing with my cat.
I was about to say, I mean, we'll be maybe jumping ahead. I don't think this is going to be in the show of the year category, but now I'm remembering last year's show of the year category. This might be.
Yeah.
So I guess
Shotzi wasn't here.
we can get to
We
the,
do have to watch the GCW Rochester show and see if it holds up.
I'm sure it's fucking great and that Sam's going to feel like an idiot. And I recommend him a good bookstore in Rochester, so he fucking screwed up.
Yeah, he needs to get his shit together.
Everyone's saying it. The co-main event, Carl Malenko versus Matt Mako. Orchid, what'd you think about this one?
Oh man, great. Fuck shit. Not having known, like, Battle Arts is like a blind spot for me. As is like anything shoot style for the most part. I've dabbled, but not much. Oh god, I mean, Nico was so good. I mean, shouts to Carl. He looked fucking incredible. But I think the biggest thing I left is just like, fuck, like, Nico's another one of those people who is just like, how is this guy not the fourth match on every Ring of Honor match 3 times a year? By which I mean is, like, shouldn't he be getting paid more? But yeah, I mean, like, kind of like as like a way to like kind of like dip my toes into like that kind of style of wrestling was just, yeah, fuck it. It went. Carl looked amazing. I liked that a lot of his submission moves were just like, look how sexy I can be in my yoga poses. I was really into that. I don't know if there are pressure points that I was just missing. I don't pretend to know how to wrestle. But God, like, just what a great appetizer for what was a disgusting main event.
Now, Carl Malenko, I mean, I guess you're not familiar with him when he was younger, but like he's so much more handsome now, right?
Yeah.
I'm into him. I am actually pretty open. Like, I don't want to even say hater, but I'm pretty low on Matt Mako. I think he gets a lot of
I
opportunities.
think I am almost certainly the lowest on Matt Mako of the four of us. I
Fair.
just do not see anything much of any. Like, I see a guy who can have like a 3.5-star match, every blue moon, but not a guy who makes me want to run and seek out those 3.5-star matches.
I think he's a guy that gets put in a lot of
I
good
also
opportunities.
think shortening his name was dumb. He should have kept Mikowski.
Or
I think so too.
or completely change it. Yeah, Matt Mako's really stupid. Having said all that, this fucking was really cool. Carl Malenko looks like he could just wrestle every weekend too. I mean, he looks like he's in great shape. So hopefully
I have another one of my cold takes coming. Did the commentary on this? I mean, am I the only one where the commentary on it was starting to really get on my nerves, and I just wanted them to like settle down?
I don't really listen to commentary, honestly. So
it was, for whatever reason, the commentary on this match in particular, where it was so focused on grappling and shifting advantage and leverage and stuff like that, and they're calling it the same as in the same tone of voice and everything that they'd use to call a match like Toby Klein versus Nathan Mowry. I was just like, fucking settle down, guys. It felt like a mismatch of energy.
I think that's fair. I think that one thing about me, just generally speaking, is like I will adore and appreciate anyone's unbridled enthusiasm for anything. Like, that's like the water sign in me coming out. And like I think they were definitely enjoying what was booked in front of them a bit. It didn't bother me much though.
It was only that one match where I was like,
Sure.
this is the match where you should like sound locked in and like you're looking at the small detail and not be yelling about it. They should have called it like it was a golf match.
A golf match. A golf. That'd be sick.
let's workshop that for the VPR produce show. We're gonna have a golf match.
Lowest score wins.
Yeah, and we will be giving our best, like, Masters, the Amen Corner, like, this golfer cannot hear us from this booth.
So
like,
the thing that
hundreds
the
of feet
audience will
away.
have to understand is that when Necro Butcher lifts the golf club to swing it into Toby Klein's head, they cannot make a sound. But once the swing is complete, they can clap.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
It's called respect.
I mean, there are rules for like golf crowds where it's like how much noise the certain points at which they can clap they can't make noise to distract the golfers.
Yeah, they'll kick you out.
Also, this is why we are holding, Violent People Produce in Augusta, Georgia, home of the Masters.
Exactly.
We're doing it in July, so it's just disgustingly humid, and it's outdoors.
Oh, this is my dream.
You hear the cowards at Loco Pro Wrestling moved the Junkyard show indoors because of some rain?
Yeah, it's like, if you're running a Junkyard show, you have to run in the rain.
Yeah, just fucking, you're in a junkyard, get some sheet metal.
It said
and
like,
put it
oh,
up.
the safety of our competitors is like our foremost concern. I was like, don't tell me that. You're running the fucking junkyard. I don't care about the safety of
Yeah,
the
exactly.
wrestlers.
You're Loco Wrestling, the safety of your wrestlers. Jesus Christ.
This is why you will, like, you may be inspired by Zona 23, but you will never be them, because Zona 23, when it rains, it makes the matches so much sicker.
Zona 23 lets dogs wander up to the wrestlers. I mean, fucking.
All right. I think that brings us to our main event: Mad Dog Connolly versus Slade.
Love is real.
So it's crazy to me that in glancing at people's publicly posted VP 100 ballots, there are so many people who put Mad Dog Connolly in like their top 15 or top 30 or whatever, and either have Slade very low or don't have Slade at all. When I'm like, if you like Mad Dog Connolly, you should love Slade. He's just Mad Dog Connolly who wears shoes and doesn't have a gimmick. Like he doesn't have the dog collar gimmick match to fall back. Like, if you like Mad Dog Connolly matches, Slade matches you will love them. People I need to support my boy here.
But Slade also wrestles for GCW, which is a negative.
Yeah, but he wrestles for other places too. He wrestles for ICW.
Yeah.
Are there any Slade comedy matches that you know of, Pat? Because
there was a show. I don't know if it ever was released in full on thing, but you could find pictures of it that he retweeted on his Twitter where he was dressed as Santa for something. And I'm just
terrifying.
like, it's for some Christmas show last year, and he's just standing there like fully in character, but wearing a Santa outfit for some photo op at the start of the show. And I'm just like, if you follow his Twitter, like, he has a sense of humor. He gets it.
I'd sit in his lap and make a couple of Christmas wishes.
I feel like he would, I do get the impression that he would probably be very unchill about that.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, I can't ever stop myself from laughing at him. Like, he comes out, I get giddy, and then I hear from Rikers Island, and I just burst out laughing. And then
I do think his theme music here was a downgrade. He, instead of Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, he went with More Human Than Human. No, you got to stick with Sabbath Bloody Sabbath.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
It's so perfect for him. My favorite scoop about Slade that I've gotten from people who have been at shows with him, worked shows, obviously JR and Phil, friends of the program, Eric too, but he has not been on this program. They always say when Slade is backstage, he's very if you interact with him, he's very nice and polite. but like it's so different from everyone else is just like yucking it up, laying out their matches, and Slade is just like in the zone backstage, and that's beautiful.
And that's why people are calling him the new CM Punk.
I don't know why this made me think of this. I was on TikTok today, and Enzo Amore was live talking about how kids need to learn to call in the ring.
Yeah.
Is he wrong?
No, 100% right. Oh shit, Enzo's not on my VP 100. Fuck. 1 second.
The
Wow,
free
blew
agent
it.
Z.
What the fuck kind of MLW fan are you? Was he even in MLW last year? I don't remember.
I don't believe so, but he was in
Does he wrestle
Fourth
for
Rope.
anywhere other than West Side Guns thing?
Lots of like tiny promotions. I don't know if he wrestles anywhere big.
Yeah, he wrestles for Boca Raton Championship Wrestling.
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh, I was just looking at like recent shows on Cage Match, and they had their birthday bash, not batch, but they brought in a thing for what was billed as a whole lot of women battle royal, and I just for whatever reason I could not get over just like being like, let's put this on the poster. It's the whole lot of women battle royal.
Holy shit, it's so good too because there's like real wrestlers in it.
Yeah, it's like they had like AEW people.
Yeah, it's like Harley Cameron and Deanna Perrazzo in a whole lot of women battle royal. This rules.
Oh man,
I like that you said real wrestlers, and the first person you brought up is Harley Cameron.
If she's
That's
not a real
really
wrestler,
cute.
I don't want to know who is.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, fucking ask Penelope Ford. Harley Cameron just put her on the shelf for like 3 years.
That's a fair point.
What are we gonna do?
Careful,
What are we gonna do
Meanwhile,
without
Mad
Penelope?
Dog Connolly and Slade are both going to wrestle soon, so clearly they weren't real enough.
Fake.
They didn't cripple each other.
But yeah, like hitting each other in the head and headbutts and shit, like that's cool.
the headbutts are so fucking sick. Bucky, one of our chats, posted the clip because you can see him on the show.
Oh yeah, he got
Eric.
He got who was it that I saw? He got someone's wrist tape. I want to say it was Angus Legstrong.
Oh, sick. But like Eric and JR are like shuddering at the headbutts, and like Bucky is just like flailing his arms wildly and losing his mind, which is beautiful. Which being at a show with Bucky, which I have done once in my life, is a blast because his reactions are so like it is that like pure unbridled joy that ORCHID was talking about, just like real passion coming out, and it's like I was reacting the same way, and God, those headbutts are so sick. And
another thing about this match is it really goes to show how shitty most people's strike exchanges are.
Yeah. Shit.
Where they are clearly just killing time. They know that if they do the strike exchange, the crowd will react with some kind of noise because it'll either be the yay boo thing or they'll do the Ric Flair woos for chops. But with this, it was like this was a good strike exchange. And I think one of my favorite parts in this matches is they would throw these desperate chops at one another where you could hear the impact, but you could see like it was an actual knife edge chop and like that just the edge of the hand was hitting their chest, as opposed to like a fucking Pentagon match where he shushes the crowd and theatrically takes the glove off and then does the big overhand slap onto their titty. Like this made me be like, okay, strike exchanges can be cool sometimes. I had given up all hope on them. No one was ever going to come close to that Ishii-Shibata G1 match, no matter how hard they tried. And I don't think this one was close to that, but it's a lot fucking closer than most matches are going to get.
Just kind of like a broad, view of the show. We've already complimented their booking. Just being like, hey, go out there for 6 minutes and fucking kill each other.
Yeah.
There's no reason to make it 12 with 6 minutes of fluff.
It builds to a sequel extremely organically, which like most matches you can tell when they're like first in a series,
Mhm.
but like you get there like like I mean, I guess 5 minutes into most matches, which I think the equivalent of this match would be the first 30 seconds,
Yeah.
because it's 6 minutes in general. But
The first segment before the commercial break of an AEW main event.
like,
That match was only 6 minutes?
Yeah, 6 minutes
Oh
11 seconds.
god, that's God, it felt like, I mean, it's to the
It's
buffet comment that Chris brought up earlier, like, I feel like, that felt like a 7-course meal.
I say it's
That's
so
fucking
full.
incredible.
There's
Yeah.
ups and downs and ebbs and flows of a 6-minute match, and
yeah,
it leads to a
and
sequel. But you left the show like fulfilled. You're like, that was a great that was a great match.
yeah, it stands on its own. I like you want to see more, but if this was the one match in the series, it's fine. And like,
So what you're saying is it's a lot like the X-Pac and Kane Raw matches that Dan was
absolutely,
watching.
It's
absolutely.
You kind of beat me to it, Pat. That's what I was gonna say. No, I was gonna say I said that I preferred Slim J versus Bosby, but that's almost just because I get so much more Mad Dog than I do Slim J.
Yeah, sure.
And I do feel like I'm gonna get this rematch where, like,
What the-
if you told me Slim J doesn't wrestle again for 4 months, that's not really that surprising. So
What would Slade versus Slim J be like?
Ugh, that'd be fucking beautiful.
put him in a yard call match.
Oh man. All right, the Violent
Oh.
People produce. We know what main event we're shooting for.
Oh, that's good. That's good, Pat.
The question is, how would Slade avoid taking a pinfall from Slim J if we booked Slim J to win? Because Slade is really good at not getting pinned. That's one of the things I like about him.
That's a real worker. But yeah, does anyone have any more like broad thoughts? I don't know how much I noticed during the show. It's weird for 9 singles matches in a row, right? Like throw a tag match, 6-man
Yeah,
tag,
but
something. I didn't really. I mean, 2
I
hour
don't
show.
know.
I didn't feel it. So
It didn't bug me because the matches were in and out. If it was 9 like 23-minute long singles matches, I would have been like, okay, like we need like a 10-man tag to break this up. But since everything was at a pretty zippy pace, it didn't like I didn't even register that it was all singles matches until you said it just now.
yeah, I mean, the only thing to go over 10 minutes was Slim J versus Tim Bosby, right? Like, yeah,
Well, that needed it.
yeah. So like that is the secret to wrestling. It's just like if everything's short, like even if I don't love it, it's short, it's good. It's gone. If it's short, it's gone. So again, I don't think this would be my show of the year list, but like I also it's weird, but also at the same time, I think everyone should watch it just because it's 2 hours, and I think there's at least 3 must-watch matches on there with Slim J Bosby,
Mhm.
and then the last 2 matches. But I also think you should go out of your way to watch, guys like Leg Strong and Young Boy, who knows when you're gonna watch them again, and then Broner's always good. So sit down for 2 hours is my final
Yeah,
thought.
there's really no excuse not to watch it if you're watching AEW or WWE TV, or you're like watching the New Japan Cup or whatever else you're watching, like you are dedicating so much time to stuff that like is longer and it feels longer, and like there's plenty of good stuff in AEW and New Japan and whatever, but like two hour it's a 2 hour show. You like even if you don't like a match, it is over so quickly. It doesn't like register for you, and the stuff that you will like. So like there is no excuse not to watch the show.
I think, like, I have, like, a quick tangent, which I don't know if, like, folks saw it because it happened on a Friday, but, Mad Dog had an essay at Moonsault Press, about, chain matches, which was Moonsault does a really great job with personal wrestler essays, but that one was really fucking exceptional. I was like almost shocked at how good it was. So I just kind of wanted to plug that because I really liked it. But like to kind of build off like what Chris said, like yeah, like I find myself like so exhausted like when I'm watching AEW these days, and like that's translated. Like it used to just be the pay-per-views, but now it's like it's translating to the TV. I just like I needed like a palate cleanser, and I think like the thing that I loved about this show, and this is like what I'm hoping to write for the website this weekend, is like it just really felt like a if like you find yourself exhausted by like matches that feel like they go on for like 5 minutes too long, or like incredibly choreographed sequences, or like multiple finishers and like 13 to 39 like kickouts. Like I do feel like this show is like the perfect palate cleanser. It's like it's almost like the perfect anecdote to like maximalism. Um yeah, that
Yeah,
I
this
think that's like
this is a show that isn't trying to be PWG
yeah.
or New Japan or any of the derivations thereof of either. And that makes it fairly unique in the 2026 landscape. It's just not trying to be a work rate thing in the same style as PWG.
Yeah.
All right, Super Dragon versus Mad Dog Connolly on the next Dean show.
God. Super Dragon versus Mad Dog, Super Dragon versus Slade.
Can you imagine the fake social media feud, Super Dragon and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania?
Oh, that'd be great. I do want Super Dragon versus Mad Dog to be a loser whips it out match. Can we make that happen?
I don't want Super Dragon to wrestle like Mad Dog or Slade or anyone, just because I'm like, okay, that'll be the one that kills him. It's like how everyone talks about with
Sure.
Chris Benoit, like that's the one that did it. Like that's just, hyper accelerating that for poor Super Dragon. He should be wrestling like fucking who would be the lowest impact for Antonio Honda?
I was gonna
Super
say,
Dragon versus
Oh my
Antonio
God,
Honda.
yes.
who's my least favorite wrestler, Pat? The Japanese woman.
All women.
I
women.
Yeah, I think all women.
Yuka. Yeah, Yuka. Yeah, the tall one, right?
Yuki Kamifuku.
Yeah,
Yuki
Yuki Kamifuki
yeah,
versus Super
yeah.
Dragon. He'll be fine.
Well, she tried to do the
definitely, I
eye
love that.
poke on him, but he's got the mask, so then he'd just like kick her head in.
I saw on Twitter not that long ago, here I go, defend the Necro, where people were like, Necro Butcher ending, he ended Super Dragon's career by being reckless. And it was like, we're going to fucking White Knight for Super Dragon? Yeah, it was killing motherfuckers.
I'm fine with that.
But yeah, anything else you guys want to say about that show? You want to move on to Q&AR?
I mean, we could also just not.
We got some questions though, and I think we owe it to our loyal listeners.
I guess. Okay.
We've only been going an hour and 53 minutes.
That's why I'm just kind of like, yeah.
I mean, I did not realize it was that long until I pulled it up. All right, we'll go these fast. I say that the first two questions are asking for a top three. Top three American episodic comedy programs. Chris, go.
The Simpsons, Vice Principals,
That's a good answer.
and Arrested Development.
Okay, that was two of mine. Mine was Simpsons, Arrested Development, and Curb. Pat?
Simpsons, Arrested Development, and Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
You cut out
Cool
there,
dance
Pat,
on.
for me. I don't know about everyone else.
Arrested Development, Eastbound and Down, and Suits, which is a comedy of sorts.
Well, maybe I'm the one that's cutting out. That's exciting.
I can see that written on a poster. It's a comedy of sorts.
I'll pick the ball up. Let's just roll through.
Yeah. Someone's got to read these questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to skip any questions.
Yeah, totally. Q from the P from Cole, I believe. I wrote all these down. Top three Canadian episodic comedy programs. I'll start Downton Abbey, all three.
I'm gonna say Letterkenny, Trailer Park Boys, and the Degrassi episodes where the girl with the hair got pregnant.
Hell yeah.
Nirvana, the band, the show, Letterkenny, and Kids in the Hall.
Other than Kids in the Hall, I've literally never seen any of these things.
Kids in the Hall is the only one I've seen any of, and it's been so long that it doesn't feel fair to.
Kids in the Hall, Kids in the Hall is like the sketch where Dave Foley's playing the teacher who's like, hitting on the students and like smoking crack in the classroom. But that's, I can forgive Dave Foley anything after that, even showing his dick in Postal.
All right. Next question here is from Dokumoy. This one we're all gonna love. It's the list of wrestlers that KJ Orso posted. If you were a scout at the top of company, these guys are a few I would see with the total package, gimmick, look, in ring, mic skills that you should be paying attention to. And then there's a list of very bad wrestlers. Dokumoy asked us, quote, please rank these wrestlers from most to least watchable, and then from how high they would rank on Pork's NWO rankings.
I can't believe you guys went out
Dokumoy,
without me.
I say this with love,
Outrageous.
but go fuck yourself. Like, just Pork is not the example to follow with submitting questions.
I think that's a fair answer. Hi, welcome back, Dan. Welcome to the pod.
I will say, like, most watchable on that list is easily, and this will be the only time in history this has been said, but Atticus Cogar is the most watchable wrestler.
Was he on the list? I don't. All I
Yeah,
remember from the
he
list was
is.
Charles Mason. I will say Charles Mason's insane feud with Richard Holiday gave me entertainment, but not the intended kind of entertainment.
Personally, I would say Letterkenny, Schitt's Creek, and Trailer Park Boys. Unless Kids in the Hall counts.
We counted it.
Should I watch Trailer Park Boys? I've literally never seen it.
You should.
I think you should. You of all people should. Yeah.
All right. I'm never going to. But
if Kids in the Hall counts, that's number 1, and the other ones are vying for 2 and 3 then. Question for the podcast known as Violent People Radio, sometimes breed of VPR. Can you each come up with a genie wish, and then can the other? All right, Pork. I'm gonna skip that one.
Yeah. Thank you. We need to take more of I miss Sam. We need to take more of his approach to
like
these
just
questions.
despising
Where
everyone
you
that
just
listens
hear
to
him
the podcast.
scrolling for 30 seconds. He goes, bad question.
Yeah. Okay. Sam hated the listeners until he quit.
Yeah.
You guys did this. All right. This person, Orchid, says, Q for the P. Who do you think is a bigger slut, Kim Possible or Will Ospreay? Orchid, what do you think the answer is?
Oh, my answer to this is Pat, obviously.
Okay.
No, they're both way ahead of me.
Get a lot of talk about misogyny on the podcast. Apparently it was a Tanner thing. He's gone. That's good. Question for the pod, top 5 men. I don't have time. It's already 10:30.
Oh, I already pre-prepared. I have to read mine.
Yeah, please.
John Wall, Matt Tremont, Werner Herzog, Laura Dern, and then for 5th place is the tie between Fozzie Bear and Tanner.
That's a perfect list.
That's
I
unimpeachable.
I think so. I worked really hard on that one. That was like 2 days worth of work.
Okay, so my list is Raymond Burr, Carl Malden, Robert Stack, Dennis Farina, and then there was no 5th male host of Unsolved Mysteries. So,
if I had to do 5, it would probably be, I don't know, Richard Holiday, Charles Mason, Alan Angels, Danny Limelight, and Ben Bishop. Off the top of my head. Chris, you got 5 top men?
The men reading this.
Oh, beautiful. I'm going to try to put like a mirror on the podcast description. I'm going to Google how to do that.
It involves hacking webcams.
Haven, question for the pod. Favorite white boy? Tie between Slim J and Jack Evans for me.
First off, I want to say that I am disgusted with Tim's pandering. But my answer to this question is Tyrese Halliburton.
My answer is Haven. Good looking out, Haven. Keep it up.
Yeah, I thought Haven really posed the question that he could be the winner for with that one.
Jack White.
The one Pacers game I went to was when
Jack
Jay
White.
Huff went off.
There's a picture of Jack White and I think Nicki Minaj that got posted, and in like the Instagram comments on it, like all the Nicki Minaj fans were just like, "Who the fuck is this freak?" Like one of them was just like, this guy looks like he just ate rat poison. And I always think of that whenever I see Jack White.
Dokamoy, question for the pod: which wrestler is most likely to be a barefoot is legal guy?
Matt Riddle.
Somebody explain it. What does that mean?
I think it means
it's a custom video thing. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a custom video thing. Okay, I was gonna say my answer was me, but taking that into consideration, yeah, JD Drake.
Now that I know it's a custom thing, taking that into consideration, my answer is ORCHID.
Oh fuck. Got me.
Does Marina, the thing about Marina Shafir being in the Death Riders and kind of getting it overall is that we lost the entrance where she takes her socks off and throws them into the crowd. And I was so waiting for just like the worst. I wanted her to get like a little bit more famous. So just all of the worst people on Twitter could give me entertaining posts about what they're doing while watching that.
I mean, get her in Stardom, and our boy Andrew Cheezer might have a couple,
Oh man,
couple things
no,
to say
because
about
he would be I think he hates white women.
that's probably fair.
Hey, don't we all?
Yeah, no one asked us for a top 5 of those, so.
Even this question seems hard. If Violent People Radio was the crew of a spaceship, what would everyone's jobs be? Feel free to also sign out jobs people in Discord.
Eamon is the
I
captain.
would be the mailman, obviously.
It's captain. The mailman. Okay.
My answer to this question is I'm not getting in a vehicle with a single one of you. Dan doesn't count. I will hop on the back of your e-bike. That's a different story.
Hell yeah. I got a little milk crate on there.
So Dan would be the spaceship's landlord.
It's not that cold in space.
ORCHID would be like Guy Pearce in Prometheus.
Oh fuck yeah.
Was Guy Pearce in Prometheus or was he in the one after that?
He was in Prometheus.
Prometheus.
Okay, thank you. Chris, you would be Guinan. I expected everyone to recognize the Guinan reference to Star Trek Next Gen. All right, thanks for making me look like a fucking asshole.
I did, I just didn't care enough. But this is I have a fact that no one else will care. Does anyone remember Joshua Singh or oh shit, why can't I think of his name? Fuck. Oh my god. No one knows them. Joshua Singh and Alex Daniels from AIW. They were students. Alex Daniels went places for a little bit and then got like canceled via being Greg Iron's friend. But they don't wrestle anymore. They now have like a fairly successful Star Trek Patreon. That's how they make their living.
Do they like doing podcasts or just like posting episodes of Star Trek?
Like they watched all of the original series, and I think they're on Voyager at this point, honestly. But they both have quit their jobs, and that's just what they do.
Because I know there's already the Greatest Generation already does that and has been doing it for like 10 years. So
apparently the world needed more. And what I'm saying is, guys, buy more mugs and we'll quit our jobs. Speaking of jobs, Q for the P for Pat and anyone else who worked in Postal Service. What is the worst delivery you have ever had to make?
On any delivery in the rain. I don't like walking around in the rain carrying paper.
All right. Haven, pod for the question. We've never had this. What's the best kind of sandwich? Orchid, I'm going to start with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Very important question to me. It's a Reuben or a Cuban. Depends on the day.
It is a Reuben.
It's a Cuban.
Oh, shit.
Pat, break the tie.
No, I wasn't paying attention. What's the question?
Reuben or Cuban?
Yeah, also, it wasn't a tie because it was 2-1.
No, it was...
it was 2-2.
It was 2-2.
Yeah.
Don't not listen and pop in. What are you doing?
I'm not listening. You're wrong.
That was a crazy sequence of events. You're like, I have no idea what was said, but I know you're an idiot.
Well,
Dan.
now you can tell that I wasn't paying attention because I got it wrong. I always support Cuba and its beautiful people.
Hell yeah, take that, Chris. Amen. Question for the pod: if you were an AEW wrestler, what would you demand you get to do in the crossover with DC Comics? I don't know. Kiss Bruce Wayne.
I want Tony Khan's money.
All right.
I would have to have a Texas death match where the loser dies but then goes into the Lazarus pit.
In this situation, I'm a pro wrestler, and so being in the DC universe, you have to live out every pro wrestler's dream, and that's just being the Joker.
Oh my God,
So
they all want
I
that so bad.
They do.
I flipped through the DC AEW comic. I didn't buy it because honestly it just kind of looked stupid. But I flipped through it and I thought it was very funny that they had Kenny Omega versus the guy whose whole bit is that he's on super steroids.
Oh, Pork. Question for the podcast: does Jason Tatum strike fear into your heart? I mean this legitimately, not even a little bit worried.
No, none. I'm a Wizards fan, and I'm not worried.
I have plenty of worries about the Cavs. Jason Tatum is not one of them.
I'm just Googling to make sure that this wasn't a question about like a domestic violence situation.
No,
or
he's
something.
coming back to the team. Like he's gonna play
Okay.
soon. Chris,
Yeah,
does he
well,
strike
good.
fear into the Pistons' hearts?
I'm not worried about Jason Tatum right now. We just got our asses kicked by Wemby. God. And I mean, I know like a potential playoff match wouldn't happen until the finals, but holy shit, Wemby is like the Spurs have killed the Pistons twice in the past like week. Wemby is so fucking good.
Hey, don't worry, he's not like super young and gonna be around for forever. Nick Yellman, question for the pod: if you were limited, so the only clothes you could wear for a year was the ring gear of one wrestler, which wrestler would you choose? They have to have worked a match wearing it. Yada 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 yada.
I saw this and I didn't even have to think about it.
Well, let's hear it.
La Parka.
That's good.
Imagine in La Parka delivering my mail. So
Oh.
cute.
Then I want to do.
I have a La Parka mask, and I considered last year on Halloween wearing it.
I'll just
But
do
then I
Pinta's
thought, like,
Joker outfit.
the thing is, like, I didn't want, like, if I come up wearing like a crazy skull mask, and there's like a little old lady who's just like, oh my god, I've already accidentally scared people, like coming up behind them, like walking up onto their porch while they're coming out of their front door or something like that. I'm like, no, adding a La Parka mask.
Oh,
to
you
that
were
is
thinking
just
of
begging for
delivering the
trouble.
mail in the Parka mask.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No, I'm
Because it was
gonna
Halloween, I
call the
was working on
station if that
Halloween.
happens to my post guy. I'm gonna go. You got to change his route.
I
That
would
was
have been in my
crazy.
postal uniform, but a La Parka mask.
Oh my god.
I also have a Dr. Wagner Jr. mask that I could have worn, but no, he's not as fun.
When you take that off, do you get super handsome? He
No,
did. Yep.
what happens is every week you have to experiment with a different bottle of Just for Men.
Oh shit. This some guy named Sam has a question that's mostly for Chris, it feels like. Question for the pod: if you wanted someone to get into Survivor, what 3 seasons would you recommend? Because
Okay,
I think
so
oh, go ahead.
no, treat me as the person you're trying to get into Survivor because I've never seen an episode of it.
All right. So if you
Can I
if
give mine real fast? Because I'm gonna give really boring answers.
okay.
I just want to say Pearl Islands, Micronesia, and Heroes versus Villains, which are probably
Why
like.
should I give a shit about any of those?
Okay, Chris, you go ahead and give him like the real answers.
All right. Also, don't go right into Micronesia and Heroes versus Villains, because
Trust me, I won't.
those seasons are way better because they're returnee seasons. So like, if you have a base knowledge of having watched those people before, like, way better. Like some like seasons you can probably skip. Like you can skip Fiji and still watch Micronesia, and you just need to know that Yauman is awesome. But 3 like great seasons that if you want like a sampler platter of what peak Survivor, which is pre-new era, so there are lulls between, but like I would go Pearl Islands for an early season because they're just figuring out the game still, but they're at the point where like people kind of know what they're doing strategy wise, but there's still like people there like solely for the adventure and like just a lot of funny moments. Pearl Islands is a great choice. Then I would go for something in the teens. I would probably go with China, because that's like the most disgusting season. It's got iconic players. It's got a really underrated winner. And like the challenges are insane, and like really like the vibes of them just like in the Chinese heat is just grimy and awesome. And then for a later on season, David versus Goliath, you get to, and that is just a very entertaining season. It's got famous people on it, like Mike White and John Morrison is on that season, and he is awesome.
That's funny you mentioned that, because you mentioned Survivor without mentioning Ashley Mazzaro's on that season.
Oh yeah, Ashley Massaro is on China too. Yeah.
So I have a question that, to put this into more of a framework of things I do know, does Survivor have an equivalent to the time on the Real World Seattle where Steven opened the car door, slapped the shit out of Irene, and then closed the car door again?
My answer to that question would be yes. And I think it's anything involving Russell Hance's nephew, Brandon. And I do think that you would thoroughly enjoy, Pat, would thoroughly enjoy Survivor South Pacific to watch.
I mean, all these shows are like
the
26 episodes long. I don't even want to
They're a
watch
lot.
wrestling, let alone, other stuff.
Well, you asked us to pitch to you, and Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, and you all fucking failed.
Good. Don't watch Survivor. You'll be fine.
I am going to watch The Slap from Real World Seattle. That should only take me a couple seconds.
I'm going to watch The Slap.
I'll be right back.
The hit TV show.
That was
The TV show where some guy slaps someone else's kid.
Every time like a power slap headline comes up, all I can think of is like, he hit our son.
I heard the show is really boring.
It is. I watched like the first episode of it. I was like, this sucks.
But it's fun to think about The Slap.
Who do we think Jake Hager's facing in his first power slap?
It's you, buddy. Get ready.
I'm not answering that question. 2 hours and 50 minutes into this.
Juicy Finale.
Oh my God. That'd be so good.
Okay, here we go. We got 3 more. They're real fucking great. Dokamoy. Question for the pod. Which recurring but not main Simpsons character would make the best deathmatch wrestler? My answer, Hans Moleman. Who else you guys
Lionel
got?
Hutz.
Here you go.
Willie.
Oh, Willie's a good one. Yeah.
That's good. Mo
would be like Tank. Just like if Tank was skinny, he'd just be Mo.
Moleman's only got the football to the groin spot, but it's so fucking good.
Yeah, it gets you every time.
Every time. Dude, you're like, here we go again.
If a death match in 2026 does football to the groin, just like has like, Reed Bentley spike a football into like Anakin Murphy's nuts or something like that, I will be excited to do more death panel stuff.
Isabel, Q for the P. Which state creates the best wrestlers and which creates the worst? Ohio versus everyone. Ever fucking heard of it?
Yeah. That is the best and the worst.
It is. Thank you.
That's true. It's true. It gave us Otis Koger, the best, but it also gave us Ricky Shane Page, the worst.
I feel like Washington is a good best and worst answer as well. You got Bryan Danielson, but you got a lot of bads, including Brian Alvarez.
Ohio gave us Al Snow, and I watched a really fun Al Snow versus Sabu match from 3PW.
No, you didn't.
I did. It was fucking good shit.
No, you didn't.
Last question. Oh, from Orchid. Q for the P. I think you asked us why we're on the show.
Yes.
Maybe.
Q for the P. Which member of DX?
I heard her typing, and then I saw it appear.
It happens. I mean, that's so long ago now. That's almost 2 hours ago that I'm like, were we on the show then? I thought this episode would be short because I was like, we all watch the same wrestling, and that's the big top. So this will be a real concise, quick, short episode.
No, we actually liked it, and we
Yeah,
That's
there
the
was a lot
problem.
more
Normally,
to
I'm like,
say
I
about
watched
this
this,
one
I'm
than
sad.
that fucking Bloodsport show or whatever it was. The one that made everyone decide we're never doing a show as the big top ever again.
That was
The
a
CK
fucking rough one.
The CKY interlude kind of got in the way as well.
This is real problematic, but one time me and my friends filmed a samurai film for school, and then we took out the audio and dubbed it over because we thought that was funny.
No.
Yeah.
thank
So
you.
we filmed it all with talking, and then we removed the audio files and set in the computer lab and dubbed it over.
Is Dan
You know what I
now
you know
the
what I
most
didn't
problematic
realize?
in this episode?
You know what I didn't realize
Yeah.
until I saw the Conan O'Brien video? I didn't know that Jim Downey, the guy from who the Jeff Epstein, the New York financier. I didn't know that he was the voice of Tia Carrere's dad in Wayne's World.
I didn't know that either.
When they do
Who knew
do
that?
the bit in Wayne's World 2 where he's dubbed over. That's Jim Downey doing the voice. I just didn't know that.
Jim Downey's the GOAT.
He really is.
Oh my god.
Anyway, did you even ask the question, Dan? I wasn't.
Oh, I don't think
I
I
was
got
thinking
that
about
far.
Wayne's World.
I asked, is this problematic? Which isn't the question. Q for the P. Which member of DX would be the most alarming to wake up to in the morning? China's dead.
That would be pretty alarming. Because I mean, she's decomposed at this point.
R.I.P. to my dad. For my 21st birthday, he was insistent on taking me to Vegas. Just him. He was like 62 at the time.
I love that.
Yeah. And like we ended up getting stuck in Vegas. And like the airport was like putting us up in a hotel, and my dad was hell bent. My mom put us in like a nice one, but my dad was like, no. Now that we gotta make a decision, we're staying at the Hooters Hotel. And our last night there, like they put off a VIP section. This memory is just coming to my mind for the first time in like probably 20 years. But they put out a little VIP section, and China came out, and my dad kept trying to buy her a shot of vodka, and she kept saying no, but he was insistent.
Yes.
He also bought her Playboy for me, but it was absolutely for himself. R.I.P. Jerry, you're a legend.
For research.
Yeah.
That's
my answer.
I have a dead dad story. Last time I went to Austin, I went to Ojos Locos, which is Mexican Hooters, and I took and I asked if they would take a picture with my dad's because I have like little dime bags full of his ashes that I take different states, and I asked if they would take a picture with them, and they did.
Sick.
They didn't think it was weird at all. They were like, "Yeah, fine, I'll hold this bag up," and I was like, "This is crazy. You should say no to this," but all right.
I mean, I think when you work in one of those restaurants, it's like, all right, is this guy being nice? Is he being normal? Is he tipping? Sure. Fantastic.
Yeah.
He's not grabbing my ass.
Did he come in with several children? Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I think the answer to this is honestly X-Pac. If you wake up next to X-Pac, something's gone wrong.
Chris?
That's why you never see Tori in the WWE anymore, because she woke up next to X-Pac, and the next thing you know, she's just fucking being Raven's ninja or something.
I think personally, I would be most alarmed by Road Dogg.
Well, he's got more free time right now.
Yeah, he's got a lot of free time, and I'm concerned.
He's got time to just stop on by.
Yeah.
Pat, what's going on over there?
He's eating chips.
No, I am trying to pull loose something that got stuck to a cardboard box, and I thought I could do it quietly enough, but no.
No,
you were close.
You were pretty close. It was all right.
You were really close. My answer to this question is Scott Norton.
Shit, fucking poor.
Damn it.
God damn it.